watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another night of racing in the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series, live from Iowa. It's Randy Pepper alongside Nick Adams, and we've got a good race tonight for you. It's going to be some short track racing, and we're going to see some good stuff happening tonight. What do you think, Nick? It's good to be back, isn't it? You know what they make here? Exactly. They make potatoes. I love potatoes. No, I'm not Irish. I'm American Indian, my friend. Native American.
Hey, Randy, nobody's been hearing me because I've been talking to myself. I have my mic muted here in OBS. So, hi, everybody. I'm Nick Adams. I'm glad to be here. Welcome back. I'm so happy to see everybody. How are you all? They make potatoes. That was what I said when Randy asked what they make. I said potatoes. I was right.
You were correct. That's
I
funny.
was. Everybody, now here's the thing, right? The last few weeks that I was here, Randy, we talked about the draft, right? How much the Chevys had an advantage.
Yeah, we talked about it last week as well.
How the Fords and the Toyotas 100% have a disadvantage. It's proven every week. We're at a mile and a half or a mile-long racetrack when there's draft involved. Here at Iowa, just like at Dover, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how inconsistent these vehicles are in the aerodynamics, because it's not like they're so aero deficient that they can't get around the Iowa Speedway quick enough. Here tonight at Iowa, you're going to see probably a lot of the great drivers who drive the makes that aren't fast at mile and a halves like the Chevys really start to show that they're still here. I mean, last week we had a surprise winner in Tommy Ryan. The week before we had Scott Simley. I mean, this is fantastic. 2 first-time winners this year. Daniel Foggenham gets in some incidents last week, getting a little bit roughed up by the other drivers on the track. A little bit of frustration from the boys and girls out there on the racetrack every week. It's starting to build up. We're 5 races from the playoffs, Randy. Just 5.
Yeah, and it's go time. It's go time.
Go
That's
time.
why we're seeing some drivers are just saying, gotta go.
Randall, let's talk about points, because this is the time to talk about points.
Yeah, let's talk about points.
This is the time. 5 races to the chase. Just 5. The chase starts at week 19. We're in week 14 here at Iowa Speedway. We only have the Milwaukee Mile, Atlanta, Sonoma, and Daytona before the chase starts at Pocono. Randy, Daniel Falkenham, locked in. Bentley Glazier, locked in. Richard Beasley, locked in. That's it.
3 guys.
Trey Eidson, a former series champion. Tyler Dalton, Justin Fuller, Chad Coleman, Derek Myers, Josh Parker, you name it. They're pretty consistent. They're consistent enough they'll get themselves locked in here rather soon, but they're not locked in yet. Bentley Glazier, he's locked in. He's almost 130 points ahead of 18th place. He's locked in. Richard Beasley pretty much locked in. Trey Eidson, on the other hand, he's pretty much locked in if he makes it tonight and has a decent finish, right? But there are guys in 11th and 12th and 13th, like Hamish Gallagher, who won a race this year, sitting in 11th right now. If he has a bad few races, Randy, he's not going to point himself in. He is only 60 points ahead of the bubble. But, Randy, you want to talk about where it gets really fun? 15th. E.J. O'Rourke has 300 points. Ron Holyfield has 297. Scott Simley has 295. Richard Swaverly has 295. Kevin DeBrown has 294. Doug Sigmund has 282. There's 5 drivers right there within 8 points of each other.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And to be honest with you, only 2 of them can make it.
It's gonna get crazy here.
Don't forget Tommy Ryan, last week's winner. Tommy Ryan currently sits 21st in points. He's been consistent, though. Pedro Mojica, he currently sits 12th in points. Pretty comfortable right now, 40 points ahead. But, Randy, we've talked about it, twice now this year? And I'll say it one more time. Max point swing is 58 points in a night. Say Pedro Mojica doesn't show up one night.
Gets knocked out at the very beginning of the race.
He could not be out. He could miss the playoffs by 3 points, by 5 points, by 4 points. I know it's people always say, well, it's too early to talk about this, that, and the other thing, but now is the time we need to talk about the points.
No, 5 races. No, this is go time.
This is when we need to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is when you're going to start
you
seeing.
love talking points.
I love talking points. Points are my favorite thing. Points make races more enjoyable because of the fact. This is why I miss the old system. Points make races more enjoyable. When you start points racing, you start actually racing. You're not racing the guys around you. You're racing the track and the standings. You worry about who's around you. You pay more attention to who's around you. You don't make the dumb decisions you do when you're stage racing and knockout racing by getting a win. It's like, oh, hey, if I wreck the first 2 races of this round, but I know I can win that last race, well, at least I can go on to the next round. No, you points race. You race better. You make less bad decisions. You make less abrupt decisions. You don't bring the decisions that ruin somebody else's night onto the track with you. It just doesn't happen. You're smarter than that. Yeah. And that's what I love about the race to the chase and the back half of the race of the chase, because those last few races, doesn't matter, you win or lose, you have to point your way to be champion. And I can't wait for that.
And just a few seconds from going to qualifying, who shows up?
The points leader, Daniel Falkenham.
Absolutely. Like clockwork. So we're discussing that he must practice a lot offline for these races.
He has good teammates.
Well, I know he does something, and then they give him great information too. So that's a big plus. If you got teammates like he has, they can feed you the right stuff. You can do whatever you want and show up at the last minute. And it doesn't really matter if he shows up or not right now. He can just kind of hang out, and he can ride in the very back of the pack and pick crap with the chickens. So just a few seconds here, and we will, just like that, few seconds. We're going to go to qualifying, 2 laps around the Iowa Speedway to see who is going to be in the pole tonight.
I'm not yawning. You're yawning. Don't tell me I'm yawning.
You yawned. You're always yawning.
I know.
I've got to do something about that.
I got to get up and get an energy drink before we get going here, but I'll do that during when you're running down where everybody's starting. On the exit of the pit, Stoney Benfield in the black, green, and yellow North Carolina 811 machine. Went through 3 and 4 to start his first lap. Stoney Benfield, driver who's had a pretty rough season, not been consistent, not been up there very much. Been involved in a lot of incidences, but Stoney's getting there. Just had a rough year of himself. Through turns 1 and 2, all the way down to that first lane, about half a lane up from the bottom of the racetrack, down the backstretch here at Iowa Speedway. It's a very acoustically friendly racetrack. Through 3 and 4, slides up on the exit.
I've never heard that.
It's acoustic. Term. It's acoustically friendly.
Acoustically friendly.
Acoustic friendly. It's very acoustic friendly.
Oh, so it strums very well.
The 75's going to lose it in 1 and 2.
Yep.
And he's going to pound that inside wall. That's going to happen a lot tonight.
I was going to say that. Off of turn 4, it's very, very slippery. After only
there goes Scott Simley on the exit of 4.
Yep.
His first lap is going to be a bunk one. He's going to restart his second lap. Let's keep an eye on the 45 here. 48 of John Fowler through 1 and 2. Up the racetrack. He's going to get loose. He was way up the racetrack. This is going to be a slow lap for John Fowler.
Now off of turn 4, we're going to see the real slippery
Here he
stuff.
comes. He's going to get on the throttle. You see the truck start to dart sideways. He's keeping it up the racetrack, though, across the start-finish line. John Fowler moves to 9th. Let's get the proper board up there for you. I wasn't paying attention. Why is it not? Hello? There it is.
There it is.
Bentley Glazier, your fastest through his first lap. Out of turns 3 and 4 for his second lap. Can Bentley improve for 23.75? He shall not. A 23.78 for Bentley Glazier. That might be good enough for provisional pole. We'll keep an eye on it. I don't know if it will be. Let's look at Ron
faster
Holyfield.
than Mike Kelly.
That Bass Pro Shop Chevy Silverado. Out of turn 4. Up the racetrack, up against the wall, across the start-finish line. Ron Holyfield goes from 15th on his first lap to 15th on his second lap. A 24.33 will be his fastest lap. He will not improve on his second lap. Doug Sigmund crosses the start-finish line. He will not improve either. A 24.38 is going to leave him at 16th out of 16 drivers going so far. 2.5 minutes left here in qualifying. Let's see who's driving around the racetrack. Glenn Campbell, the number 44 Transervice Chevy Silverado. The black and gold wrecking machine out of turn 4. Across the start-finish line for his first lap, the 44, Glenn Campbell. Going to put it in the top 10. He's going to put it 9th to the 24.86 through 1 and 2 this time, all the way down on that yellow line. Randy Pepper, perfect entrance. An even better exit for the number 44 Transervice Chevy Silverado. Into
See if he can
3
handle
and
it off
4.
of turn 4.
He's got it in there well. He's really holding it well on the exit of 4. He's going to keep it straight. This will be quick across the start-finish line. Glenn Campbell going to go from 14th. He didn't improve. That's shocking to me.
I think the first lap is going to be the lap to do.
Jose Gonzalez on the exit of 4. Is that Little Caesars? That looks like Little Caesars to me. Cross the start-finish line. Jose Gonzalez going to stick with P3. A 23.78 is his fastest lap. We'll keep an eye on more drivers as they come out. Here comes Daniel Falkingham on his first lap of qualifying through turns 1 and 2 all the way down to that middle line down the backstretch this time. The January 31st, number 39 Chevy Silverado through turns 3 and 4. Here he comes, Daniel Falkingham on the exit of 4 across the start-finish line. Pole position.
Oh, yep.
23.69 as time expires here. And
Jose's out there still trying to get something happening here.
Just running a couple of practice laps. Oh my God. Randy Pepper, it's your job. It's your job to run down the list. I'm going to go get a drink.
All right. The field is set for tonight with Daniel Falkingham being the winner of the pole tonight. Glenn Campbell had a great run. Actually, excuse me, my thing messed up there. Daniel Falkingham was on the pole. Brian Macklin is on the outside. Row 2 will be Bentley Glazier and Mike Kelly. Row 3, Jose Gonzalez and Derek Myers. Row 4 is going to be Hamish Gallagher and Tyler Dalton. Row 5 is Justin Fuller and Trey Eidson. Row 6 is going to be E.J. O'Rourke and John Higman Jr. Row 7, Pedro Mejica lines up next to Kevin DeBrown. Row 8, is going to be Pedro Mejica and Kevin DeBrown said Glenn Campbell and Charles Wood, Row 9, Scott Sibling lines up beside Richard Swavely. Row 10 is going to be Kevin Stone and Doug Roth. Row 11 will be Stoney Bettenfield and Mike Montesi. Row 12, it's going to be John Fowler and Ron Holyfield. Row 13 will be Doug Sigmund. Everything changed on me. Sorry about that. Sigmund will line up back there. We're back. We're getting ready to go. Green flag racing as the field will make their way out. Sorry about that, guys. My field went away. So here we are at the beautiful Iowa Speedway Transervice Truck Series, getting ready to go green flag racing for 150 laps around this barely over a mile track. Not a very big track at all. It's going to be pretty quick pretty quick race, I would assume. I don't think we're going to have a lot of stuff going on. I think these guys will keep it together. We saw a lot of spins in practice and in qualifying. I don't think we're going to see that in the race, as it looks like the cloud cover has kind of covered the track now. Should bring the temperatures down on the track and should add more grip to the track as well. So the truck should actually stick a little better here in the actual race. We'll watch the field going around here, and they'll line up 2 by 2, side by side, lug nut to lug nut, window net to window net. As I used to say that in the New Smyrna Speedway, people would say, why did you say window net to window net when there's not a window net on both sides of the truck or car? I don't know, I just said that. The pace truck brings them around the track right now.
Oh, there's a pace lap.
Yeah, 1 pace lap.
Well, you see the field tonight, folks. Pretty big field out here. 36 drivers. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. I was trying to go through the field, and unfortunately my screen froze. And I was trying to get through back there. Doug Sigmund is lined up against Richard Beasley. Tommy Ryan is back there with Josh Parker. Jimmy Coleman and Chris Sawyer line up together. Ryan Howard, Kevin Ingman, Steve Herring, Ryan Workman,
Interesting
Ed
choice.
Burrell, and Gerald Livingston lines up last.
Daniel Falkenham picks the outside lane.
I agree. I would do that outside line as well. After running practice around this track, I agree with that.
We're going to take a look from Mike Kelly on the first lap of this race. Going to go on board the driver, the number 2 Ford F-150 as we go green here at the Iowa Speedway. And you see what the outside second row sitter sees as they go off into 1 and 2 for the first time. You see Falkenham drop down inside. He's going to pass Brian Macklin. You see Bentley Glazier off to the inside of Mike Kelly down the backstretch. You see Brian Macklin. These drivers are going to start fanning out to those 3 different lanes, the bottom, the middle, and the high lane very early on, just trying to save tires, conserve their machines, and get through the first half of this race. Look at the Hornet's Nest in front of Tyler Dalton, though.
Got a big mashup back there. They're really fighting nose to tail.
Look at how bumpy this track is.
Oh yeah, it's very, very bumpy. Like I said, I ran some practice laps around here to see exactly what the drivers are going to see tonight. In practice, it was very, very loose off of turn number 4, as we saw in qualifying as well. But it looks like the temperature of the track, I mean, you would know more than I, that the track has kind of cooled down just a little bit. So I think we should have a lot of green flag racing tonight.
I think we will.
On this track. Yeah, I think we will. I think as long as it keeps cool, we'll have a nice sticky track. We don't want to have slipping and sliding
That's
tonight.
what you need here at Iowa. I mean, it's a concrete racetrack, so concrete is inherently loose.
Yes.
It's inherently
Absolutely.
loose. And the other thing about concrete, 2 weeks in a row, go to Dover, and then you come here to Iowa. This is a racetrack just like Dover that destroys tires. And if you're not good at conserving your tires on asphalt racetracks, when you come to concrete racetracks, that problem that you have, it's just magnetized.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see Mike Kelly back there trying to get around Macklin. He got to the inside of him, but could not make it stick down there. He's going to try it once again as Macklin is running that outside groove, trying to conserve those tires, but it seems to be the faster way around the Iowa Speedway as he's sticking up there and not letting anyone get by him.
Yeah, the probably the hardest part of this race is going to be tire conservation early on in these runs. You're going to want to save your tires as much as you can. You'll see these guys that second and third lane, but near the end of the run, you're going to see everybody drop to the bottom of the racetrack and try to get their worn tires to grip on a very slick and not so sticky part. Bottom line here at Iowa, and an easy pass there for Derek Myers. Mike Kelly lets him go right on by. Mike Kelly goes from third to fourth.
Yeah. Myers was fast in practice, so not surprising to see him be as fast as he is here in the race. They thought about going 3 wide there, where Mike Kelly looked underneath the Myers car.
Here comes Myers again. Down to the inside and one.
Yeah.
Going to get to the quarter panel of Brian Macklin. He's going to try to make that move this time on the exit of the corner. That Bang Energy number 23 Chevy Silverado down the backstretch. Taking a look on the number 30 Navy Toyota Tundra. Not going to make that move this time. Going to try to get that momentum swing and run down the front stretch this time. Off into 1 and 2. Bentley Glazier makes a big move for 4th. He's going to get Mike Kelly into 1 and 2. Mike Kelly is just being calm, cool, and collected. He knows he needs points. He knows he needs good finishes. He can't afford to be wrecked out 10 laps in.
No, and he's had a lot of misfortune through the last few weeks, so doesn't want that to continue. As we see Myers side by side, door handle as they make their way off of turn number 4 and across the line. It did not stick. He's going to try it again inside of the, number 30, the 23 down low, 30 up high. That outside groove is the place to be, and if you occupy it, you're probably not going to be able to get around you. It's the clean, I believe the clean air that, even though he's behind Daniel Falkingham, I think there's enough of a gap between him and Falkingham that he has enough clean air where it's going to make it hard for anybody to get around.
Yeah, as soon as you get over 2/3 of a second in these cars, you start to get that big aero gap that you pull on that driver ahead of you, and it allows you to use that air to your advantage to drive your race car a little bit smoother. It's not going to hurt those tires in the front. Like right now, Derek Myers, all he's doing, heating those front tires up.
I agree. Totally.
This is one of those situations where as Derek Myers is sitting here in 3rd, 12 laps into a 150-lap race, if he really wants to be a guy who contends for this championship as the year goes along and we get into the chase here in a few weeks, he needs to make that decision now of, hey, you know what? I just need to be smart and chill.
Yeah, it actually looked like Macklin was actually making up a little ground on Falkingham there for a little bit, but it looks like now it's kind of going back to the 0.8 second advantage that Falkingham has over Macklin. Macklin still has got to fight with Myers. Myers is not giving up, but like we talked about, the tires, he cannot do this for very long.
I admire the chutzpah.
Go away.
I admire the chutzpah.
Absolutely.
But it's not a good business decision.
No, I don't.
It's one of those things when you sit there and go, what's best for business right now? Making this pass in front of me, or being calm, sitting in 3rd for the next 117 laps, and making this pass with 10 or 15 to go when I have fresh tires and I can pass both Ryan Macklin and Daniel Falkingham.
Yeah, and that's not what Myers is doing right now. He's just trying to get up there behind Falkingham as quick as he can. Hamish Gallagher back there.
We do have Hamish Gallagher
Ryan
sitting in 9th. Trey Eitz is sitting in 8th. Tyler Dalton in 7th. We look at last week's winner, Tommy Ryan, all the way back in 24th. How much a difference a week can make. Tommy Ryan is the epitome of that. Tommy has had a atrocious season. The defending series champion has been up and down throughout the season. And right now he's on his up and ups, but he needs to continue that momentum forward, and he needs to try to make up some more spots here.
He keeps doing it up and down, then he might want to change the sponsor to Cialis.
I was thinking Viagra.
Well, either one. One doesn't give you a headache, the other one does.
How would you know?
I'm 60 years old. What do you think?
Doesn't Viagra help you not have headaches? Don't they take it
No,
when
that's Cialis.
I thought Viagra was the one that if you were going up way in the mountains, you took a Viagra. And it stopped pulmonary edema.
That's Niagara.
No, I thought it stopped pulmonary edemas. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe not. Anyways, Falkingham is pulling away from Macklin. Well, not really. Now it looks like Macklin may be reeling him in again. I cannot speak tonight. I don't know why. My mouth does not want to open up. It's only a 0.6 gap now, so Macklin might have found something. Maybe now that he doesn't have the 23 of Myers underneath him every lap, he can concentrate on trying to reel in Daniel Falkingham. It's still stagnant. Well, actually, no, it's he's getting closer, I think. So we'll see. And maybe Daniel Falking has us in the background. He's going, wait, time to go. We don't know. We'll see. Because I know he doesn't want to have anybody catch him again, because last time he let somebody catch him, he got into trouble. So, Mr. Nick, you still there?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Are you concentrating on something else?
Yes, I'm trying to figure out something in the background.
Okay, all right. So, panning through the field a little bit here. Looking back where Tommy Dalton is running with Trey Eidson. Eidson trying to look in the inside, seeing if there's anything down there. He's going to follow right in tow, right behind Tyler Dalton. Now he's going to dive to the outside. Maybe there's something up there, but as he does that, you see Hamish Gallagher looking to the inside of Trey. Trey's just going to fall back in behind Dalton. I think that's probably the smart thing to do. We're only 22 laps into this 150-lap race tonight, and we got a lot of racing to go. These guys need to settle in, figure out what their trucks are going to do. Did their setup work to their liking? Did it not? You know, these guys set these trucks up, you know, hoping that they found the right combination, and hopefully for most of these guys, they have found the right combination. As we're still watching Tommy Dalton. He's in tow right behind that number 26 of Mr. Gonzalez in front of him in that 26. Little Caesar's Pizza is on the hood tonight in the 26. We've got a giant conga line working around the Iowa Speedway right now. I thought I was the only one that said that, and then I was listening to the broadcast of the PRN guys, and of all people to use my line was Pat Patterson. And I was like, is Mr. Patterson listening to Mr. Pepper? Maybe so. So I didn't pick it up from him. So watching this groove, still side by side there with Hamish Gallagher down to the inside of Eidson. Nothing's going to stick down there. He's going to have to fall in tow. And we're still a giant conga line. Hey, baby. Don't you do that conga. The old Don't Mind Me Sound Machine. Mind Me Sound Machine song back from the 1980. 95, I think 1985. I think that was about right. In the song 85, 86. So if you're just joining us, it's Randy Pepper alongside Nick Adams. Nick Adams, who was out last week on assignment, is back again with us. And working on different camera angles. We've got some pretty stagnant camera angles, and that drives him nuts. So he's back there trying to figure out some better viewing options for your pleasure. And we'll keep watching this battle here as Falkingham is still about 0.7 ahead of Macklin. Myers is still back there running third. Kelly is fourth. Laser is fifth. And then we're back to this battle here with Gonzalez, Dalton, Eidson, and Fuller just got around Gallagher. So Fuller making some moves now in that bow time. Bojangles truck as each week he's usually pretty fast. And look at this, Eidson has finally figured out that he needs to work that outside groove, and he's going to make it around Tyler Dalton. Dalton will have to follow in tow right behind that 7 of Eidson, and we're going to keep our eye on this 51. Fuller is always very fast. If he doesn't get taken out, he's always going to be a threat to everybody. He's going to dive to the bottom of Tyler Dalton, and it may stick for him. So he's making that inside groove. Well, he's still working on it. Side by side for that battle there between Fuller and Dalton. Dalton up high, Fuller down low. Fuller will make it around. So one of the rare passes down on the inside for Mr. Fuller. Fuller now will try to reel in that number 7 of Eidson. He's running it high groove. I mean, almost up near the wall. Actually, a little higher than most of the other drivers. And he's doing it all the way around the track. And he's using that to his advantage, I think. Getting those tires not quite as hot as some of the other guys. Looking at Mike Kelly now. Mike Kelly looks to the inside, trying to get around that 23 of Myers. Myers got a little loosey-goosey and looked like he may have tagged that outside wall just a smidge. I don't think enough to make any difference on how that truck drives, but he's now got a trunk full of Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly looking to the inside of the 23, so there's a good battle there. Kelly to the bottom of the track, the very bottom of the track. It did not work. He's going to tuck in behind the 23. The 23 by 1 truck length over the 2. And the 2 now has got some company from Bentley Glazer. Glazer's now decided he wants to be part of this party. Said, you guys are trying to leave me alone. I'm not partying by myself. And he tucks in right there behind him. And Kelly looks to the inside again. Nothing there. He'll have to tuck right behind the 23. And we've got a giant conga line once again.
I've been back for 5 minutes. I'm just letting you do your thing, Randy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just kind of doing my thing.
Oh, Trey Eidson in the wall.
Ooh.
He's sideways, big time sideways, gets it straightened up. Look at how far up the track Derek Myers went. He's going to get a big run out of third and fourth. Huge run for the 23 down the front stretch off in the 1 and 2. We'll keep an eye on him. Behind them, Justin Fuller moves to the inside of Trey Eidson. Trey Eidson. Easy pass into turn 1.
What did you eat tonight?
I didn't eat anything.
Oh, maybe that's the problem. Yeah, you can see that Myers now has a huge gap between him and Macklin, so he's got a lot of clean air, so it's going to be hard to get around him.
100%. It's definitely going to be hard to get around Macklin.
Well, Myers. Macklin is way out ahead. Myers is by himself. He's got a long ways to go before he can actually catch up to Macklin. Macklin's 0.8 behind Falkingham still. That battle's pretty much stagnant. It's a battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. We've got a great battle back here.
Justin Fuller to the outside of Jose Gonzalez down the backstretch. Here comes the 51 versus the 26. Off into turn 2. I'm sorry, 3 and 4. The 51's going to send it on the outside. It's Bojangles on the outside. Little Caesars on the inside. And it looks like it's bow time, everybody. Bojangles to 4th place. To 5th place. 6th place. Jesus.
Yeah. Fuller is making that outside groove work for him, but he earlier on he did make that inside line work for his time, bow time, as now he's trying to reel in Bentley Glazer. Glazer about 1, 2, 3 car lengths or truck lengths ahead of Fuller. Fuller trying to work that same groove. Now he's going to tuck right behind him, try to suck up just enough air to grab that advantage. But we're going to have to wait maybe a couple more laps before he actually gets part of the party. As we got a 4 truck battle here. And I wonder how long it's going to be till Myers actually has a real challenge for that 3rd place. I was going to say 2nd because it only seems like 2nd because Macklin is so far ahead of him. We've seen that Macklin now finally is losing ground to Daniel Falkingham.
We do see that now, don't we?
Yes, we do.
I was making sure it wasn't just me.
I wanted to make sure you were seeing it too.
No, I was seeing it. I'm keeping an eye on all this stuff, and I'm also watching the laps. We're lap 42 of 150. We should start seeing pit stops probably, I'm going to say, around lap 59, maybe 60. Somewhere in that range.
Bentley Glazer to the inside of Mike Kelly. He's going to take away the 5th position. Move himself into 4th, sorry. Mike Kelly back to 5th. Justin Fuller might try to follow him through.
Fuller's definitely going to do that sooner or
the
later.
2 car and the 18 car sideways in the exit of turn 2. Big save. Good job, boys, right there. Randy, let's talk about something. Why on God's green earth has Kyle Busch not got a contract extension yet?
I don't know, and I hate to speculate, but maybe he has a line or a ride for 23X, maybe?
No, God, no.
Well, no, you never know, because they are going to have a third car.
He's not going to 23XI.
Okay.
I think I know where Kyle Busch is going.
Where do you think Kyle Busch is going? It ain't Hendrick.
No. You're right. I think he goes to a Hendrick affiliate.
Hendrick affiliate. So you think he might go to Trackhouse?
Nope. Justin Fuller in the wall on the entrance to 1 and 2. Big damage on the right side of that 51 machine. And he almost got turned there by Jose Gonzalez in the middle of the corner. He's going to keep himself in 6th. That might be all right. The truck might not be ruined. We'll keep an eye on it.
I don't think. I think he's fine. I don't think he hit that hard.
He's tapped it again on the exit of 4.
Yeah, he might have a little problem.
He might have a little problem now. Now he might have a problem. Where did Daniel Falkenham go? Oh, that's right. He's fucking all the way out there.
He's Falkenham leaving them in the dust
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
fucking leaving him away. I understand. Here's the 43 right in front of the 51. A lap down machine, the 43. He just, I think he just pitted the 43, so keep an eye on it. He did. He just pitted his fresh tires, so you're going to see him drive through the field.
Well, hopefully that will give us a little insight to what those tires are going to
Oh, my goodness. Mike Kelly, I think, almost got turned by the 43. He's going to let him go. Bye-bye. See you later. Have a good day. 23,
Kelly
Derek
doesn't need
Myers.
any more bad luck.
No, he doesn't. 23, Derek Myers is now the next car in his path. The 43 around the outside. The closing rate is huge. There goes the 43 on the exit of 2. He's going to take that spot and drive away. The 43 is going to get his lap back. Randy, I think Kyle Busch ends up at JRM.
JRM?
Yes.
Or Junior Motors?
Well, Dale Jr. has talked about it now for the last couple of years, that when it makes financial sense to go cup racing, he will. With the cap on pretty much everything, the vehicles costing the same to make, everything being pretty much there. Jeff Gordon running Hendrick Motorsports, who was one of Dale's best friends. Rick Hendrick still owning Hendrick Motorsports, which is like Dale's second father. The cost to start up JRM in the Cup Series would probably be minimal. It'd probably take some old Hendrick Motorsports cars to start up that way. Just like DEI did back in the day with, who was it? Childress. So, yeah, I think Kyle Busch goes to JRM, and he inadvertently works for Rick Hendrick again. He's not going to go to Trackhouse. Trackhouse is not expanding to a third car, nor are they letting go of Daniel Suarez or Ross Chastain.
Yeah.
Ross Chastain could damn sure go win a championship this year.
He could. There's no doubt about it. Ross is as we call him, a wheel man.
So you're not seeing Ross Chastain go anywhere. That machine is not. He's not going to lose that ride anytime soon. Daniel Suarez has won races. He's won a race now. He's actually proven he can do it.
Yes.
It took him 10
Daniel
years, but he proved it.
But and another thing about Daniel Suarez, he's good for business.
He comes with money.
Yeah.
He's one of those drivers that always has a personal sponsor, or 2, or 3. He's like Dale Jr. When Dale Jr. would go somewhere, the sponsors would flock. Yes. Because speaking of Jr., here's why I think it would work so well for him in the Cup Series, right? You put Dale Jr., Kyle Busch together. Dale Jr.'s listen. I don't care if Dale Jr. is 105 years old, can barely walk. You put his name on a car. Sponsorship for that car is going to sell.
Oh, yeah.
Because Dale Jr.'s
He's
fans
proven
are going to
that.
buy that car, are going to buy that diecast, they're going to buy that T-shirt. You could put Extends on the hood of Dale Jr.'s car. You'd have a 12-year-old boy walking around with an Extends T-shirt with Dale Jr. in the back of it. You would.
I'd like to see that.
You would.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We see Tom Macklin pulling off pit.
Brian
road.
Macklin's coming down. He's going to start the pit stop, so we'll keep an eye on that. Randy, I mean, you could put. Remember a couple of years ago there was the John Hunter Nemechek truck with the whole Donald Trump thing?
Yes.
Nobody wanted to buy that stuff. Nobody wanted to buy that stuff. They didn't want to touch it. You put Dale Jr.'s face in the back of that T-shirt. I don't care if it's Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Barack Obama. It doesn't matter who it is on there. That merchandise, whether people like it or not, is going to sell because it's Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Oh, yeah. There's
So
no doubt.
you put
Hey,
him and Kyle Busch. Poof.
Yeah.
All I smell is money.
Yeah, I smell some money. There's no doubt about it, but I'm not so sure about it. I will believe that when I see it.
I
But,
know
you
Junior
you never
wants
know.
to go cup racing. He's been saying it for
Oh,
years
yeah.
now.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it'll come full circle, right? When JRM finally comes up there, I feel like whatever their first car is at that Daytona 500 is either going to be a black car with white numbers or a red car with the E on the side. Just for old time's sake and to pay tribute to how the whole thing started. Because without DEI, Chance 2 Motorsports would have never started. And without Chance 2, JRM wouldn't be where it is.
True. Very true.
So 110% whenever they finally get there. If it's not at Daytona, it'll be that first year that they go to Darlington for the throwback race. It'll either be a junior throwback or a Dale Senior throwback.
Probably a Dale Senior throwback.
I'm actually honestly surprised when Dale Jr. was still running and they did the throwback weekends. He never did a senior throwback.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that too.
He
He did run the throwback in the.
He ran the Wrangler
Xfinity
car,
Yeah,
and he
the
won
Wrangler
at
car.
Daytona in it, and that was one of the most emotional races I have ever watched in my life.
Yeah.
Because to see Dale Earnhardt Jr. driving the 3 with Wrangler, blue and yellow, the way it used to look in the 80s and 90s, to victory lane at Daytona, it just brings a smile to your face.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I think
no doubt about it.
when Junior did the throwback to, he's done some throwbacks, but when he usually did the throwbacks, he tried to be as accurate as possible with sponsorship. I don't think Goodwrench exists. It's now GM like Performance Care or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
But
I don't know if Performance Care would look as good on the hood as Goodwrench.
well, in all fairness, Dale did run a
Big wreck down the backstretch. Big
Oh.
wreck down the backstretch, right in front of the leaders. Falkenham's going to have to avoid it. The 6 truck, the 38 truck. We've got trucks all over the track in 3 and 4. The 39 almost got run over by the 127. 62 laps in, we have our first caution. What in
This
the
is gonna
world
hurt.
just happened? This is going to
gonna
hurt.
some drivers.
This is going to hurt Daniel Falkenham. He is going to go from first to damn near 10th.
Yeah, but unfortunately for him, some of these guys that were fast, they pitted around lap 54. So his tires are going to be a lot fresher than theirs.
Let's take a look and see what happened. It looks like Mike Montesi is where it began. Let's take a look at Mr. Montesi on the exit of turn 2. Down the backstretch. What happened to Mike Montesi off into 3 and 4 here, Randy? He just turned in too early.
That or did he get loose?
Just turned in too early.
Yeah, he turned in. I don't think he knew he had a truck on the inside.
You can't see that truck right there off to the left.
Yeah. No, I have no idea.
You can see it from this angle, but the driver can't see this angle. You can see that truck right there from this angle. But now when you're blind in this angle, you're definitely blind here. When did he last see this truck? He could see this truck here on the exit of 3 and 4, and then he can't see it anymore. So unless his sponsor never said, I don't know, unless his spotter said clear, there's no reason he should have turned left there. It is what it is, Randy Pepper. Things happen. Mike Montesi, unfortunately, can't say it is what it is because that'll be the end of the night for the number 6. He'll have to try again next week.
Yeah. Tough break.
Very tough break for the number 6. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back here after a moment from our sponsors here on the Ghost Fire Media Network.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
Back here at Iowa Speedway, the field is set to go. Green flag racing once again on the Ghost Fire Media Network. Alongside Nick Adams, as Daniel Foggingham has assumed the position. Everyone did pit, and no one did stay out to try to get positions away from Foggingham. So here we go. Green flag is about to fly. Foggingham is on the gas, and away he goes over Myers. Myers will pull the truck all the way to the bottom of the track and will cut off Bentley Glazer. Mike Kelly on the outside of Bentley Glazer for that third position, and then it's a 2x2 battle all the way back through the field as Bentley Glazer trying to hang to the bottom of the track as Foggingham is now trying to stretch himself out. He's about 3.3 out ahead of Myers and stretching out, so that's about 1, 2, 3 truck lengths ahead. And as you see Bentley Glazer and Mike Kelly fighting, that's not going to help their cause at all. We see Kevin DeBrown making himself known back there in that rainbow colored truck. And Nick, what do you think of this Hornet's Nest back here?
It's a Hornet's Nest, man. They're 3 wide, 4 wide off down into the corner. Kevin DeBrown fighting for 10th. He's 3 wide through 1 and 2. He's going to be under the 41. He's almost going to get into the quarter panel of E.J. O'Rourke. Oh, my God, Randy Pepper. It's going on here.
Damn-a-lamma my ding-dong, they say, as E.J. O'Rourke trying.
Excuse me about your ding-dong?
O'Rourke. Whoa. Did you see that? E.J. O'Rourke nearly took the front end off of that Kevin DeBrown truck. Kevin DeBrown still fighting the inside E.J. Rourke. I don't know if there's any blood loss there between these two guys because they're fighting like it looks like a Friday Night SmackDown or a Wednesday Night Dynamite as these guys are going crazy out here. This time it looks, ooh, they're still swapping paint. Wow. Ooh, E.J. Rourke almost goes around. He got loose, and that's going to allow Kevin DeBrown to get around him with no problem at all. No more swapping paint anymore. As DeBrown settles in behind the truck in front of him, and that is it's one of the...
Tommy Ryan, last week's winner.
Tommy Ryan, that is him. I couldn't tell if it was his truck or the other one that looks just like it, the Glenn Campbell truck. Good to see Tommy Ryan back up there running 7th because after last week's great run, it would be a shame to have him run back there in the 20s tonight. Kevin DeBrown just following in tow behind Hamish Gallagher. Gallagher taking the bottom line. DeBrown staying up high. To try to get a little sniff off the back end of Tommy Ryan's truck. Tommy Ryan is nose to tail behind Pedro Mojica. So you got Mojica and Gonzalez running nose to tail in front of this little hornet's nest shaking up. The Brown is he would look like he was getting a little antsy there. Now he's kind of settled down. So as the field makes her way around, once again, the conga line is forming. You know, Nick loves the conga line. It's one of his favorite songs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
It's the best way to put a baby to sleep. Just show him a conga line.
The only time I like a conga line is when you go to a Carnival cruise ship and you're out there and they say, everybody, come on, let's do the train.
It's not the first train Randy's ever been a part of.
No, it's not. I can tell you that.
You didn't get the joke.
Yeah, I did get the joke. And I agree with it. Poor girl. Anyways. We said Tyler Dalton working his magic down on the inside trying to make it work, but nothing is there as he's behind Mr. DoorDash in front of him. That Parker truck. And, hey, you know, we haven't even talked about what happened, the big news of what happened this past week at Pocono. We saw two cars get disqualified, the leader and second place. Can you believe that?
What does that do? We were just talking about Kyle Busch. Talking about him. The guy has had no luck this year. A driver who's won for the last 17 years in the NASCAR in NASCAR, right? Last 17 years he's won a race in NASCAR every single year.
Yeah, he's won a race.
What does that do? First off, Chase Elliott gets promoted to the victory.
Right.
That's what that does first. Secondly, what does that do to the relationship between Kyle Busch and Joe Gibbs?
I don't think it does anything because, as we know in the past, Joe Gibbs and Kyle Busch's team had a little floorboard problem.
We got a battle for the lead. Battle for the lead here, starting to heat up.
Starting to, but not quite yet. You know, you can catch Daniel Falkingham, but passing him is going to be a whole nother situation. So we'll watch this. We see totally two different lines. If you watch this, Falkingham takes it to the very bottom of the track. Myers takes it to the very top of the track. So we'll watch this. We'll see. I think it's going to settle in where Falkingham just rides away in the sunset. like he's done so many times. But talking about Kyle Busch and his relationship with Joe Gibbs, I really don't think this is going to affect him. I mean,
I'll be
do we
honest.
even know? Do we know? Well, do we know that everyone knew that that was actually going to happen? We do know one thing, that every single Toyota team knew what was going on.
I'll be honest.
Because they
with you.
share.
I don't know if there is a relationship there anymore.
You don't think he's daddy there anymore?
I don't think there is a relationship there anymore. Based off of comments I've had people make to me when I've asked them about it from the Cup Garage, things people have heard, I don't think there's a relationship there anymore. Kyle Busch, when he first went to Gibbs, took over as the face immediately. So much so it pissed Tony Stewart off enough that he went and started his own team. When Martin Truex came in, everybody said Truex is going to be the face of the team. Kyle Busch continued to be the face of the team when Truex was winning a championship. Denny Hamlin hasn't been able to win a championship. Everybody goes, Denny Hamlin's going to become the face of the team eventually. Kyle Busch, even when he's not doing that great, continues to be the face of that team. This year, for the first time in a long time, they're not focusing on Kyle Busch. You would not 100% not offer the face of your entire organization a contract extension if you didn't feel he was still if you felt he was the face of the organization. Go back to the 90s, right? Jeff Gordon signs his first contract with Hendrick Motorsports with Rick Hendrick. 2-year deal. 2 years later, he signs a contract extension for 3 years, right? 99 or 2000, whatever it was, rolls around. Jeff Gordon's got interest from everywhere in every garage, every team in the garage. Everybody's coming in with the biggest money, saying we're going to get you best sponsors, we're going to put you in the best car, we're going to win you 5 more championships, right? This is a 4-time champion. People are trying to poach from Hendrick Motorsports. You know what Rick Hendrick did? Knowing that guy was going to be the face of his franchise, his organization, his life, for as long as he wanted to keep that team going, he offered him a lifetime contract.
Mm-hmm.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
With options to renegotiate the salary every 3 years because he knew inflation was going to change how much Jeff Gordon was worth. And by the end of Jeff Gordon's career, he was one of the highest paid drivers in the NASCAR Cup Series garage, like he was
$36 million.
Yeah, like he was almost every single year for his entire career after his first 2 seasons in the Cup Series after his first contract ended. So there's no way Joe Gibbs and the Gibbs organization don't sit there and find sponsorship. E.J. O'Rourke, what a save, buddy. Woo, what a save from the 41. There's no way that you sit there and tell me that's the face of your organization and you're not doing everything you can to find him a sponsor. And you are not doing everything you can to put him back in that seat next year. Me and you aren't stupid, Randy Pepper. We know what's going to happen next year. That 18 car is going to be sponsored by Monster Energy, and Ty Gibbs is going to be driving it.
We pretty much know that's going to happen.
It's that simple. He's driving the 45 because Kurt is hurt. Maybe if Kurt didn't get hurt, that wouldn't happen, and they would find a sponsor to put KB in that car for one more year, right? Give Ty an entire year to drive the 45 and learn. He's getting however many weeks he has now until Kurt comes back from this injury, and that's all they're going to give him. They're going to say, all right, next year's Speed Weeks, you're in the 18, this is your show. You're the future of the franchise. You're the grandson, you're the kid. You are the dude now. This is your team. What do you need from us to win? That's what's going to happen. It's the same thing that happened at Richard Childress Motorsport, and I'll be honest, at Childress it's working now. It took a few years, but it's finally working. That's what they're going to do. Joe Gibbs isn't stupid. He's seen it. He sees an 18-year-old kid with talent unbeknownst to everybody else in the Xfinity Series, completely unrivaled in the Truck Series. The kid's probably the most talented driver to come through the NASCAR Cup Series garage since Kyle Busch. The only thing that Joe Gibbs probably kicks himself in the butt for every single week is that he didn't get Kyle Busch 3 years earlier when his deal ran out with Hendrick the first time.
True.
He's not an idiot. The question is now, though, with Mars saying they're not coming back, who's going to sponsor Kyle Busch? Because Kyle, well, he might be a great driver, right? Probably the best of his generation. I'm not saying he's the best on the track currently, or he's better than anybody else that's been in other generations, but I don't count the 3 years before Kyle Busch is his generation, or the 3 years after. I count 3-year periods as driver generations, because so much change happens in 3 years. Like, we lost Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, Dale Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin, Casey Kane.
Jared.
All in a 3-year period of each other. We lost all those drivers in a 3-year period. Caution is out. Who spun around? John Fowler is around. I did not get a notification for that, and I don't know if I have what happened to John Fowler. He spun around in the front stretch, destroyed the front of the truck. Unfortunate for the number 48. It's a crying shame because I love that number. But here we are, second caution of the evening. Gives us a little time to continue this conversation.
Actually, we should play a commercial.
We've played enough commercials.
No, I think we need to play another.
We're not playing a commercial right now.
Come on.
We're not playing it. We're finishing this conversation. I have the train of thought. If I stop now, I'm never going to remember it. The question is who sponsors Kyle Busch? Like, seriously, who sponsors Kyle Busch? If Ty Gibbs wasn't sponsored by Monster, I'd say Monster Energy. But they're not going to sponsor him and Ty Gibbs. They're just not going to do it.
Like Coca-Cola.
Maybe, but they're already sponsoring, 14 drivers in the field. I don't know if they can. And they also sponsor Denny Hamlin's cars.
They did one time, yeah.
So I don't know. Times. I don't know the relationship between Kyle and Denny. I couldn't tell you. I don't even know if there is one there. You don't see those guys like. You don't hear about the Joe Gibbs drivers like you did about the Hendrick Motorsports guys. Like, you don't hear the stories of all the Joe Gibbs guys getting together and going out, getting drunk and doing stupid things together, jumping off pools and, splitting their heads open like Junior and Johnson and all them did back in like 06, 07, and 08. You don't hear those stories. I don't know. Like, I feel like the relationship there is much different at Joe Gibbs Racing with the drivers, between the drivers, than it is at HMS. Because, like, you hear the stories about Byron and Elliott and Bowman and Larson all hanging out. They go dirt track racing together. They go, they race together. They do this, that, and the other thing. They go to concerts together. Like, they're friends. They're not just teammates. Right, I don't know what the relationship is at Gibbs. I don't know if it's just a respectful teammate thing, if they're friends, if Kyle wouldn't want to steal a sponsor to be able to continue. Like, I don't know. I also don't know if Kyle Busch wants to continue to race because he hasn't said he wants to. He hasn't come out straight up and said, I am going to come back next year.
And you kind of forgot about something. Who's to say that Kyle doesn't start up KBM Motorsports?
I don't think he's ever going to do that. He gave up on the truck thing because it costs too much damn money. The Cup Series is 3 times as expensive. And right now, like, it's cheaper now, I guess, to start a new team in the Cup Series. Like, you've seen it, right? It's cheaper now, but none of the teams that Kyle could have purchased to get instant forward momentum are there anymore. Trackhouse purchased Ganassi. You already have the Joe Gibbs satellite team. You're not going to have a second satellite team because then NASCAR is going to crack down on that. Like, they're allowing it for now. Who knows how long they will, because they've already, like in the past, you had 6 or 7 cars on a team. They limited it to 5, and now Joe Gibbs has found a workaround for that. Hey, we have a satellite team now. Okay, we'll allow it for now. We'll see how it goes, what it does to the field. So he has like 7 cars. Because you can't tell me that those aren't all Gibbs cars.
Yeah.
The 100% Gibbs cars. I like Bubba Wallace, but Bubba Wallace would not be doing as good as he is doing now in a car from, say, Front Row Motorsports. He just wouldn't.
No.
Just wouldn't. It's a Gibbs car. I'm actually disappointed in Bubba that he hasn't won more because he's in Gibbs equipment. But I'm also disappointed in Kurt Busch because he hasn't won more because he's in Gibbs equipment. But nonetheless. Does Kylie don't want to keep going? He hasn't said specifically publicly he wants to keep going.
No, and he's really focused a lot on his son's racing career
So,
as of late.
so is it a very quiet goodbye? Because Kyle's never
That would be
like
crazy, wouldn't it?
Kyle. I'm not gonna say he's not one of the guys. He's definitely loves the spotlight. I mean, he did this whole media tour about getting to 200 career wins across all 3 series. Made a whole merchandise line about it. All that stuff. To get to the point he had the 200 wins, and they stopped racing in the other series because I have 200 wins. I don't need to do it anymore. Had flags made, all that stuff. Made all the money on it. He's obviously a guy like Dale Jr. I don't think Dale Jr. wanted the Dale Jr. Appreciation Tour. He was just announcing he was retiring, and everybody said, "Well, we're going to do an appreciation tour then." And then he just jumped on board with it and was like, "Okay, the fans want this."
I think they had to do that. But hey, by the way, we're getting back to racing here. The pace truck, the lights are out. Daniel Falkingham down low, Myers up high, Kelly on the inside of row 2, alongside Gonzalez and his outside. Gonzalez
This is
farthest
important for
up.
Derek
He's
Myers.
been all night. Yep,
This
here
is
it goes.
huge,
Derek.
and he got an awful jump. Awful jump.
Yeah.
Daniel Falkingham is
he's strong.
unbelievable on restarts. The dude is crazy good on restarts. Look at the pack, though. 3 wide through 1 and 2 behind him. Derek Myers going to be there. We got a
we got
spinner.
Brown.
We got a spinner. Who is
Looks like
that?
Tommy
It's
Ryan,
Tommy
maybe.
Ryan, last week's winner. The defending series champion is in the wall.
Did he get into it, or did he
Cautions,
just slide?
breed, cautions. What happened here? He hit a bump, and he got turned by Kevin DeBrown. And he locked it down. He locked it down and just tapped the inside. Well, not a lot of damage on the 99. He'll be okay. He'll be all right. Now, what is this?
I'm not sure what this is.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Hamish Gallagher
Holy
now.
smoly.
Hamish and him and
Oh, my
Dalton.
God. There's a huge wreck.
Yeah.
There's a huge wreck into turn 4.
Holyfield's
Oh, my
involved in
God.
that.
Look at
Oh,
this.
look
Look
his
at
truck.
this. Look at this mess.
It's a gaggle of
What is
cars.
this mess?
Trucks.
Hold on. Turns 3 and 4. What in the hell happened here? Oh, my God. Tommy Ryan's in the back. You see him. And then into 3 and 4, it's just calamity corner here. Look at this. Look at this.
Campbell, the Rhinestone Cowboys involved in that.
It's everywhere. What in the world just happened? Glenn Campbell, the 44, the 12 of Scott Simley. Look at this mess here. Look at this absolute train
got in
wreck.
Scott
Brian
Simley.
Macklin, the 75 got some damage. The 12, Hamish Gallagher, the 1. Stoney Benfield, Charles Woods. What in the world happened there? One more
Well,
time.
that's one way to shake things up.
Yeah, we're going to go on board the number 33 here, the 22 here. Get ready for a wild ride. He thinks, hey, the caution's out. I'm going to get off the throttle. He just gets run over. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Look at this mess in front of him. What in the world? I don't even know what to say about that.
That was crazy.
I
That's
thought,
definitely crazy.
so sometimes, folks, the reason I wasn't so shocked about seeing all these cars that say crashed over here on our little notification screen is because sometimes SDK will claim they've crashed when they've actually just maybe gotten a little sideways. And then I clicked it and we're watching it and I'm like, oh my God, the whole field just crashed.
It definitely crashed. There's no doubt about it.
That shook up the field.
Up.
We got so Tommy Ryan was a single car accident by himself. Got turned by Kevin DeBrown, not on purpose, just a single car incident. It happens, right? Hamish Gallagher, Ron Holyfield, Scott Simley, Glenn Campbell, Brian Macklin, Stoney Benfield, and Charles Woods all crash in turn 3 and 4. And now, Randy, with 44 laps to go, the whole world just changed.
Yeah, you were talking about points.
I don't even know how to.
points.
Yeah, I don't even know how to give you an update on those points right now because that just. I was gonna have an update with 20 laps to go on where we were sitting on points. That just blew my entire algorithm out of the water because all the guys who were important to get up points tonight now aren't going to get as many as they need. That just blew the whole algorithm out of the water. It's going to get tighter next week. Holy schmoly. Anyway, before we go back green, what do you think about Martin Truex?
1 more year and he's done.
You think so?
1 more year. Yep, 1 more year and he will be gone.
That's what I was thinking.
Hey, let me ask you something about this. So while we're under caution stuff, and we'll bring this right back into iRacing. I have been kind of lobbying with my my buddy about possibly doing some iRacing coverage on the Sirius NASCAR XM Sirius NASCAR radio, and maybe bringing that be part of the front stretch. But he has kind of shot it down. Why he doesn't think this is that important. If you're listening to this or you're watching this tomorrow, please let us know what you think of that. Would you like to hear?
He doesn't think that's important?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
How old is your friend?
Well, Pat's a little older than I am, so.
All right. Well, with all due respect, that's Pat Patterson?
Yes.
With all due respect to Pat Patterson, he's so out of touch it's not funny that he thinks that.
Well, it's not that. He just doesn't. He doesn't understand it because he doesn't do it, and he doesn't know how it relates to NASCAR. And then I tried to explain to him about all the NASCAR stuff. As we see the green flag back out.
Keep an eye on the middle of the pack again, folks, because that's where it all got crazy last time. 2 and 3. We got a car in the wall. Car in the wall. Car in the wall in the back. It's Charles Woods up the track. The set of 40 up the track and slow. We're going to stay green. No caution yet. Staying green on the exit of turn 4. Where is the 40? The 40 is back going. He will not be in anybody's way. We stay green here at the Iowa Raceway. Cautions breed cautions, Randy Pepper, and it almost did. We look back behind him, and we have another car going to the inside in a 1 and 2, and a 3 and 4. It's the 33. The 33, Ryan Howard, back in 10th, trying to make a move on E.J. O'Rourke. He's trying to make the slide job work. It's not going to work this time, though, off in a 1 and 2. Ooh, we got 3 wide right in front of him. That's dangerous. The 81 of Josh Parker. He's already been involved in one incident. The 2 car. Mike Kelly. He needs a good finish. He knows it. Here he comes to the inside of Kevin Brown.
That's not going to stick down. There's nothing down there for anyone, so he's going to have to tuck in behind this gaggle of trucks right now that are lined up on the outside.
It's like a reverse Martinsville. It really is.
Yeah, almost.
Here he gets in front of the 81 that time. He's going to have to sit there. You get down to the inside lane here. All of a sudden, you just start going, oh, the 81 and the 2. The 81 had to get out of the throttle. The 2 car slid up in front of him. Out of the exit of 4, they're all going to check up behind him. Trey Eidson stuck behind Josh Parker. Bentley Glazer's going to make a move to the inside of Trey Eidson now because of that.
I think some of these guys are getting a little bit more antsy than they normally would because they know how many trucks were taken out in that big mess just a few laps ago, and they know the points are actually going to mean something.
No, all
right
these
now.
guys you're looking at right now, massive point race implications for them. These guys need these types of points. Josh Parker needs points. Mike Kelly needs points. Kevin Brown desperately needs points. E.J. O'Rourke, points. He needs a gaggle of them. He knows this is an important night. This is now a super important night compared to what it was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of implications.
Oh, yeah. A lot at stake now. A lot more at stake than there was 20 minutes ago, that's for sure.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm sure a lot of these guys went, wow, things changed a lot now. Time to go for sure.
Look at the lead, though. Daniel Falkenham can't drive away this time. Derek Myers pushing as hard as he can to catch Daniel Falkenham. Mike Kelly to the outside of Kevin Brown, not going to make the move stick. Here comes Josh Parker on the outside. He's going to stick behind Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly might try to make that move on Kevin Brown. He's not going to. He's going to stick behind Kevin Brown right now. That number 2 Kodiak Ford, I almost called it a Mustang, F-150. The 81 of Josh Parker, though, you see how much he's moving around down the backstretch?
Yeah.
It's so squirrely. The bumps are so terrible here. The truck is never going straight. The front stretch is curved, so you're always turning, and then the back stretch is straight, but there's bumps galore.
Do you think the Toyota has a disadvantage with the bumps compared to the Chevrolet?
I actually think the Toyota probably has an advantage because I believe the Toyota is more of a rough riding truck. Well, not rough riding. It's more forgiving. They run a softer spring in the Toyota than they do in the Chevy, and it's the same thing in the Ford. They run a little bit softer spring to counteract that disadvantage they have with the aerodynamics, because NASCAR teams aren't stupid, right? They know they have that disadvantage with the aerodynamics, so they got to make it up somewhere else. They make it up with a softer spring.
So the Toyota should have a slight
The Toyota,
advantage.
it should give a little bit more to the driver. It's all about learning those characteristics of the truck and which one, especially in iRacing where you're not signing for a team, you're signing up to drive a certain truck, and you want to pick a truck that fits your driving style. And it's all about learning those characteristics. And the Toyota seems to fit Trey Eidson and Josh Parker much better. It's more forgiving. It's less aerodynamic, but it doesn't matter here at Iowa. But it's a more forgiving truck.
Or forgiving truck, kind of like relating maybe a Nectar to a Tempur-Pedic. Sure. Now I'm bringing bed talk into
You're a
it.
pain in the ass.
You know what kind of fish those are? Those koi fish.
I hate you.
What is that koi?
I don't like you. Anyhow, whilst we watch the single file parade begin again here at Iowa, Mike Kelly makes a move to the inside of the 95. It's not going to stick though. There's no way that sticks on the 93.
No.
He's going to slide up, get
Okay.
right back behind him on the front stretch. That's going to be the end of that move, and he's going to try it again maybe next time down the front stretch. But this has always been a downside of Iowa Speedway. The trucks have never had great races here, in my opinion, because the track is... Oh, the 18 of Bentley Glazier, hard contact! Pounds the right side into the wall. Big damage on the 18 Chevy Silverado. We'll see how that affects him.
So far, it doesn't look that bad. Yep, doesn't look bad at all. Looks like he's still able to
Yeah,
hold
seems like
his
he's all right
position.
for now.
Yeah. So it wasn't as hard as what we thought it was. As you see the Myers truck trying to reel in, but now he's losing ground. 0.8 behind Falkingham, so Falkingham is assuming the position once again by about 7 truck lengths over the 23 of Myers. And that's another 10 back to Gonzalez.
Yep, another second back there. So 26 laps to go here at the Iowa Speedway. And Randy, if Pat Patterson is listening, watching, paying attention, I want to explain it. Why do you think iRacing was so popular? Popular enough that the eNASCAR iRacing Coca-Cola Series, originally the Peak Antifreeze Series, got so popular that near the end of NBC Sports' lifespan, a video game was on TV.
Because it's the future, my friend.
Because when we run out of fossil fuels, and the only thing you can do is drive an electric race car around the track for 6 hours, and it'll have tires that last forever, and it's literally going to be a parade for 5.5 hours where the guy who leads at the start is going to be the leader for the entire race. It's going to be New Hampshire 2001 all over again every day. When you want to hear the sound of a big V8, you're going to go to iRacing and load up the 2004. John Fowler is around again. And now the race changes. The 48 around one more time tonight. He's still on the lead lap. Go figure.
Good
Take a
for
look
him.
and see what happened to him this time. Did he get help? That was on the
I
front
don't
stretch.
think so.
That was on the front stretch. It starts here. He's loose. He's chasing it, and it's gone.
Yeah, that's what
It's
we saw
gone.
earlier.
He's very much lucky he went into that to the grass backwards though. Yeah, this is the future.
But Randy, do you pit here if you're any of these drivers? I do.
If Daniel Falkingham does not pit, you pit.
You do the opposite of whatever Falkenham does if you're in third. It's
But
my
he's
opinion.
going to pit, though.
He's going to pit. Everybody's going to follow. If he didn't pit, I'd pit. If he pits, I follow him. That's what I would do. That's a good decision by everybody behind him. And Falkenham knew it. He knew if he didn't pit, he was going to get absolutely freight trained. Now let's see if Derek Myers can learn Daniel Falkenham's restart zone. After doing this 5 or 6 times, Derek Myers is blinking bad now, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't blink in that way.
So going back really quick to what we talked about earlier, the last time we were on pit road, between like the difference between the relationship of the Hendrick Motorsports drivers and what the Joe Gibbs drivers seem to be. Holy 2 tires, Batman!
Wow, that's going to change some things.
Holy
up there.
2 tires, Batman!
And looks like Falkingham will be riding up alongside E.J. O'Rourke. I think last week E.J. O'Rourke was the one that got into him at one point.
Wow, 2 tires.
If my memory is... Yeah.
2 tires
2
might be
tires.
the way to go here.
Glenn Campbell, is that correct?
He stayed
No.
out.
Okay, he stayed out.
He pitted on lap 104.
Okay. So some guys did stay out. I'm kind of surprised. That some
Very
people
interesting to
did stay
see.
out.
But
Yeah.
the difference in relationships, right? It's the same thing you see. Like I don't hear a lot about the KBM, like not KBM, the 23XI guys hanging out. Like I think the main part of being a successful race team, and I think this is why Rick Hendrick has been successful for almost 30 years now. He doesn't just pick by the most talented driver. Like Jeff Gordon has said when he was younger, when they would bring new people in, he would sit in on the interview.
Yeah.
And he would give Rick an idea, hey, I don't think I'm going to mesh with that guy as a teammate. His thought process of what spring he put in Atlanta doesn't work for the cars that we drive, the cars that we built. And he's not going to understand that. Or, hey, I got a weird feeling from that guy. He doesn't feel like he's going to be team first like everybody else is here. He feels like more of a me type of guy. I don't think that happens at a lot of teams, but I think up until today still, that mindset at HMS is the same. I mean, Dale Jr. on his podcast has said when he went to HMS, before he did it, Rick Hendrick called him and said, all right, Dale, I want to offer you a contract, but I got to talk to the rest of the guys. I got to make sure Casey and Jeff and Jimmy are okay with this. Because if they're not, well, then we're going to have to go a different way. And he got the unanimous yes because Dale Jr.'s loved by absolutely everybody. Because the dude is just a nice human being. But, like, that's why Kyle Busch left HMS. Like, what podcast was it on? Kyle Busch talked about this. I just can't remember what podcast it was on.
I love the way the 43 is inside the pace track.
Yeah, so do I. Kyle Busch talked about this. I'll make it brief because we're going around here under caution. But the reason Kyle Busch left HMS, it was a combination of things. And it was a decision made in the middle of the year. And it wasn't just his relationship with Mr. Hendrick. It wasn't just his relationship with his team. He had made enemies of other drivers inside the team. Jeff Gordon will always be known as the captain when he was a driver of that team. What Jeff Gordon said is what went. That's just how it went. If Jeff Gordon said, we're going to go and put the lug nuts on backwards this week, what are we doing, Randy?
Going
We're
backwards.
putting the lug nuts on backwards because Jeff said to. Kyle Busch disagreed with Jeff Gordon about something huge. Jeff Gordon didn't like it. Kyle Busch gave him an attitude. Jeff Gordon went to Mr. Hendrick. Jimmy Johnson went to Mr. Hendrick. That was the end of it. It's the end of it.
And the end of that, here 19 laps to
a
go.
good start by Derek
Exactly.
Myers.
Myers actually has wow, he gets out in front of Kevin Brown, and he's going to try to run away from the field.
He's
And
gotta
that's
go.
The best thing for him. He's got to go because we know that 39
we got
truck
cars
is
behind
gonna
him
come.
spinning and wrecking.
But
We're going to stay green.
Wow, look at
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Three wide through 4. They're not going to make it, boys. Falkenham's going around. The 39's in the wall. Big one down the front stretch. 3, 4, 5. Now 6 cars involved. The big one here in Iowa. And it's going to involve championship leader Daniel Falkenham. A big one. Mike Kelly's involved in that. Mike Kelly. Oh, the heartbreak continues. Man. The 2 trucks sitting backwards on the front stretch with the motor knocked out of it. What in the world? We're just gonna watch this from the green flag. What in the world? We're gonna watch right around Daniel Falkenham here, okay? So it all gets jumbled up here when DeBrown spins the tires on the restart. Eidson gets that quarter penalty inside. It pushes DeBrown up the track. It slows down that middle lane. Daniel Falkenham has nowhere to go because Trey Eidson is stuck there in the bottom as well. Then E.J. O'Rourke's on the outside. Here comes the 81 of Josh Parker. And it's just going to begin here. You're going to see it on the exit of the corner. Falkenham gasses up. The truck sticks sideways. Mike Kelly has nowhere to go. Bentley Glazer, Tommy Ryan, the 33, the 99, the 22. It's just a mess. It's an absolute mess. It's a parking lot on the front stretch.
I did not expect this at all.
Let's take a look. Let's go on board the 22 here. Here it is. This is the parking lot he sees in front of him. Look at this. The 22 of Hamish Gallagher. What a drive. You know who we want to go on board? The Tide Ride. Let's go on board the Tide Ride of Richard Beasley.
Your favorite truck.
Look at this. Look at this drive down the middle. He just barely misses the 2 truck. Holy schmoly. Hey, Randy, you know who had a great view of everything that happened there? Our good friend.
Probably Mike Kelly.
No, our good friend. The flagman. Look at this. Look at this mess. Look at that mess on the front stretch.
I'm shocked that it took him so long to wave the flag.
I couldn't.
He's just like, watching it. He's like, maybe I should. No, maybe I should. Maybe. Yeah, I guess I will.
I couldn't. It's unbelievable. The race has changed. Randy Pepper. We could very well have our 4th first-time winner this season.
Wouldn't that be great?
We could have a first-time winner for the 3rd week in a row. Right here.
It would be great.
A first-time winner this year. Let's take a look. So the last couple of weeks, we have put on 3 different winners in the Truck Series. Chad Coleman, Scott Simley, Tommy Ryan. 3 drivers who before the last 3 weeks had not won a race in the series this season. They're all former winners. Chad Coleman with 4, Tommy Ryan with 3, and Scott Simley with 3. But they had not won this season. Now, we could be looking at a first-time winner ever tonight. If our friend Derek Myers gets a win, it'll be his first career Truck Series win. If E.J. O'Rourke gets a win, it'll be his first win of the year and his 6th career Truck Series win. Kevin DeBrown, be his 2nd career Truck Series win. Trey Eidson would continue to lead all time at 25, but if Josh Parker came in and got the win, it'd be his 6th. Jose Gonzalez back there would be his 5th. But Beasley, our friend Richard Beasley, the number 10, the Tide Ride. If he can get a win here tonight, if he can come from 8th to get this win, he has 4 tires compared to the 2 tires in front of him of all those guys. It will be his first career Wednesday night Truck Series win.
I believe probably with all this caution here going on, it's probably equaled out the tires right now.
You know what way I'm leaning. I'm kind of hoping for the Tide Ride to get out there and win a race.
I know you are. Yeah, I was going to say you want that Tide Ride.
I want to see the old. I want to see the old Icky Shuffle.
Icky Shuffle with the 17.
I want to see it. I just won the Daytona 500. I love that. I love when Darrell did that.
I like it. I liked it better when they did the Geico commercial when Icky Shuffle came in the deli tray. You ever seen that?
I did.
41.
Speaking of quick rumors, Randy, I'd like to get your comment on this later. Apparently, I was just reading an article here during the caution. People believe Kyle Busch could go to Stewart-Haas Racing.
I believe that too.
Could you imagine Tony Stewart working with Kyle Busch again? They're both in much different sections of their career. They're both much more mature. It would work better.
I think there could be a little bit of something more in that because Kyle probably thinking about his kid.
And his future.
With dirt. Yeah, his future and stuff. Here we go. Green flag is out. Derek Meyer jumps out to a half a car or half a truck length over the rest of the field, who is 2x2, side by side. Myers 1-2 car length over Kevin DeBrown and the outside group of EJ.
Josh Parker throws it in there.
Wow.
Kevin DeBrown closed the door on the backstretch by inches. Josh Parker's angry. He's going to drive DeBrown towards the wall. Josh Parker on the exit of 4 drove up the track right into the path of the 93. He does not care. He's coming.
He's trying to do a Denny Hamlin on the Mr. Ross Chastain as
Josh
we saw last week at Pocono.
He is sending it off into the corner. Josh Parker, huge momentum.
And as I thought, those 4 tires would not make that much of a difference. We do not see Beasley making much of anything back there.
He's really stuck because the guy's in front of him, yeah.
Yep.
Eidson up against the wall, almost hits it down the backstretch. Derek Myers driving away from the field right now. EJ O'Rourke is beginning to reel him in. 9 laps to go, 8 to go this time by. Here comes the 26 of Jose Gonzalez. He's to the inside, maybe looking, not this time. He's thinking about moving to the inside of Josh Parker. This time in a 1 and 2, puts the bumper to the back bumper of Josh Parker. He's going to give him a little nose tap, say, hey, buddy, I'm here. I'm coming through this time in a 3 and 4.
Yeah, but he probably, well,
slide
let's see. It might actually stick. It's going to stick.
It's going to stick. What a slide job by the 26. Keep an eye on Jose Gonzalez. He's the first truck on the track with 4 fresh tires.
And right behind him, Richard Beasley is falling in tow behind that 26 truck. He's going to try to make it stick down there in the inside of Parker as well to gain some more position as we see Myers pulling away from the field, but yeah, actually, he's not pulling away from EJ.
No, EJ is staying there.
Is right there.
Jose needs to take advantage of these 4 tires quicker, sooner rather than later. He's the first truck on 4 freshies. He needs to get going. He needs to get past the 7. If he really wants a chance to get this win tonight, he's got to go now. He's got to start pushing it. He's got to use that bumper on that Toyota Tundra and move these guys up the track, take the inside lane, and say, hey, buddy, I'm here. This is my race to win. He's got to get aggressive.
Got to. I mean, we've seen a lot of aggression already during this race. I don't know if he's got that much aggression in him.
It's side by side for the lead. Side by side for the lead at the front.
5 to go. 4 to go, actually.
Jose Gonzalez is going to run out of time. He needs to gain 5 spots in 5 laps. Unless we have another caution, this is going to be between Derek Myers and EJ O'Rourke. Down the backstretch, Trey Eidson to the inside of Kevin DeBrown. We'll keep an eye on that in the 3 and 4. But this is the battle we're all focused on here, folks. 3 laps to go this time by. Derek Myers needs to hold on to it for 3 more laps.
3 more laps. Can he hang on 3 more laps? We know EJ O'Rourke has been a little squirrely the whole entire race. Will he have enough to get around the 23? We will see as they make their way off of turn number 4. We see EJ down low. We see Derek Myers up high. He'll tuck in right behind him.
EJ just hit the wall out of 4. He just tapped the wall out of 4. Took a little bit of the momentum away. 2 to go. White flag next time by. The third at 41 needs to start making a move. He needs to get up to the back bumper of the 23. He needs to follow him this time, this lap, get all that momentum he can, and then try to make that move on the last lap of the race. He's going to try to get to the inside and the exit of the corner, trying to take a little bit of a sharper arc. The white flag is out here at Iowa Speedway. Here comes EJ O'Rourke, and Derek Myers hold him off. Myers to the bottom lane. He's going to use everything he has left on those 2 tires.
down the backstretch. Myers a little sideways out of 4. E.J. O'Rourke is not close enough this time. Into 3 and 4. Derek Myers is going to be able to hold on to this race and get his first win at 2022. Derek Myers is going to win at Iowa.
Yeah, good win for Derek Myers. He held off E.J. O'Rourke. I think that clean air is what the difference maker.
Wow, what a win. Congratulations, Derek Myers.
Yeah, awesome to see Derek.
And there's a little bit of frustration.
Yeah.
Little bit of frustration
Oh,
between
a
some
lot
of
of
these guys.
frustration.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
bit of frustration between a couple of these drivers. Some post-race angst getting taken out on
Yeah,
each other. Just
absolutely.
making sure that they get their message across that, hey, I'm not happy with what you did here tonight. Randy, we're getting that much closer to the playoffs.
4 more races, and that's all there is before the playoffs start. Myers a big winner tonight over O'Rourke,
His
Kevin
first
DeBrown,
career
Eidson, and
Truck
Gonzalez.
Series win.
Good run by Gonzalez as well as actually E.J. O'Rourke and Kevin DeBrown. Both of them had really good runs tonight. Good to see them back in their form that we are familiar with after last season. Let's see who our big mover and shaker was tonight.
Huge win.
Actually, Richard Beasley was the big winner tonight for the mover and shaker. He started 26, ended up 6th, and Josh Parker started 28th and ended up 7th. So both those guys will get the award for the mover and shaker.
A heck of a
for the
drive
night.
by both of those drivers. Let's talk to our
Absolutely.
third place driver now, Kevin DeBrown. Kevin, a great finish here tonight, coming home third. You would have liked it to be first, but you'll take third as we had a massive shakeup tonight, coming in with 5 laps to go. How was it out there tonight, my friend?
Honestly, it was kind of a struggle fest, the whole race. We were trying to figure out how to save our tires on the long run. It felt like everybody was kind of like under a blanket there on the long runs. We couldn't really do anything, but taking the 2 tires actually worked out. I was a little surprised, but yeah, I'll be happy with third.
Good run. We haven't seen you up here towards the front. It seems like every time we see you towards the front, something happens. You get taken out. But tonight it all fell in your lap, and you ended up third place. I'm sure you would like to get in second or first for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the past couple weeks have been a struggle for us. I don't know what it is with my luck in the trucks lately, but it hasn't been good. But we're hoping, we get solid finishes and make playoffs.
Randy,
Well,
I want to point
congratulations.
out we're not that
What do you
smart.
got there?
That's not That's not Little Caesars. That's Cowtails.
Oh, excuse me.
we said that for the last 2 hours. It was Little Caesars on the 26th. Anyway, Kevin, you have anybody you want to thank out there tonight?
Oh yeah, of course. Race of Pride coming on this year for the sponsorship. Chris Kapoor, Paint the Paint Scheme, Sim500. Can't wait to watch the race from you guys. And yeah, I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Yep.
you just as much as you appreciate us. And we'll see you next week at the beautiful Milwaukee Mile.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and our second place finisher, E.J. O'Rourke. E.J., welcome into the booth. You got Randy Pepper, Nick Adams. How are you, my friend?
Randy Pepper, Nick Adams, how we doing today?
Oh, we're
We're doing-
fantastic.
We're doing good.
Real quick, before we get into what happened in the race, post-race, when you got turned by Kevin DeBrown, was that just a friendly banter, or was there some anger?
Just a friendly banter. I think Kevin likes me, and which is fine. And he's just giving me a little, a little boot and scoot.
A little personal comfort.
Yeah, a little personal comfort. Yeah.
Hey, there you go, perfect. Like a better number bet. He just wanted to give you a better number.
Absolutely,
He just
yes,
wanted to give you a better
absolutely.
number inside wall. It's okay.
Yeah.
He put you in the safer barrier. It's more comfy
Yeah, so
than,
we're all good.
than
Yeah,
a,
we're all
a
good.
hard wall.
Let's talk about that battle you had trying to reel in Mr. Myers, who ended up winning the race. You did everything you could. I mean, you had that truck sideways for most of the race. Just not even the end of the race. You had that truck sideways probably more than anybody during the night. Truck was pretty loose, evidently.
Yeah, it was real tight. This personal comfort Chevy Silverado was really tight in traffic. I just, qualified 11th and pretty much just sat between 10th and 12th the whole race. It's just it's impossible to pass right now with this with this downforce.
Be happy
Is there
you're in a
anything you
Chevy.
could have done to pass him?
Absolutely. I wish I had a little more a little more about 2 more feet. I was trying to see if I can do anything I could there. He was smart in the bottom there, running the bottom, coming to the checkered because I was going to try to do a slide job on him. But we always race each other clean. If you take out last week, and which was my fault anyway. And hey, it is what it is. I'm proud of him. He's fast. I've always been trying to win some of these races. They're hard to win.
Oh, no
Well-
doubt.
A heck of a job tonight, finishing second. You're sitting pretty for the playoffs right now. Anybody you want to thank out there?
Yeah, just got to thank everyone here at Sim500 and everything, and you guys for broadcasting this stuff. And I appreciate everyone from Joy Katina to all the other admins for doing this deal here. And I just got a picture from Jose Gonzalez of his cat, so everything's good here. And yeah, just personal comfort. Chevrolet Silverado was fast. Gotta thank Scott Sensel. Appreciate it for everything he does for putting better number his bed on my truck. Without him, we wouldn't be able to make it to the racetrack.
He put his bet on you. I don't want to know.
Does he evidently? That's the beds he makes. Evidently.
I know. I'm being.
Yeah.
Never mind. It went over your head, Randy. It's
I
okay.
know.
You're old. It's okay.
I'm old.
Anyway, EJ, thank you so much. Congratulations on the second place finish. We'll talk to you next week, my friend.
Appreciate Nick Adams, Randy Pepper. Appreciate you guys and everything you guys do.
Thank you, sir.
All right. See you, man.
See you later.
All right. Now the man of the hour. First career Truck Series win goes to the number 23 Black Cherry Vanilla Bang Energy Chevy Silverado of Derek Myers. Derek, congratulations, first off and foremost. Secondly, hell of a paint scheme. Third, great drink.
Man, Nick, I've been waiting all season for you to say my name at the top of the board, man. We've been working so hard all season. We've had some good races, and we've had plenty of wrecks out there. And I thought it was going to get done last week, but this one totally makes up for it, man. To get this Black Cherry Bang Energy Chevrolet Silverado out there in the wind tonight, man, it feels so amazing to get your first win in this Wednesday night series. There's so many good drivers out there. And to get top 10, you have to be good. And to get top 5, you have to be great. And to win, you have to be virtually perfect. And tonight we had no mistakes. Took 2 tires there and got ahead of Daniel and never looked back, except we did have a fast EJ O'Rourke coming right after me. And man, he put on some pressure, but we held him off.
I know why you're able to win here tonight. You were powered by the best damn energy drink ever made.
Damn right. I drink it every day, baby, and it feels me to be the best version of myself in the gym and here on iRacing.
God,
Sammy Guevara.
It's really like he knows that I'm affiliated with Bang Energy. It really is like he knows that.
Do you drink them every day too?
Oh yeah,
Nick?
no, I'm affiliated with them for my Twitch.
Oh, are you actually?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. I wish I was affiliated with them. Do you get free Bang?
Yeah, free Bang, free T-shirts. You just have to go to some events and stuff.
That's
My
dope.
wife gives me a free Bang.
Shut up. You sick, dirty. Hold on. I gotta mute myself. Hold on, chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. No, Randy's not gonna joke.
No, not at all.
Wow.
No more. Hey, Derek, man,
Wow.
you ran a hell of a job. A hell of a did a hell of a job tonight
Randy, why'd
driving
you
that
make
truck.
that awkward?
Why did I?
Why
I didn't make anything awkward.
You usually joke back when I do that.
No. I'm leaving all of you.
Derek,
It's all
you
to
see,
you.
now he's gonna make it awkward.
It's all
Now that
good.
there's people here, he's got to make it awkward.
No, I just want to ask Derek about when you took the 2 tires. Did you think it was going to work, or you just kind of was hoping it was going to work?
Well, I looked at my tires that last run before that when we went about 35 laps, and my lefts were 97s, both of them. And I'm like, well, if we get another late race caution, I think I'm going to put on 2. And my lefts were 98 that time when we came down pit road, and I felt pretty good, especially when I came out as the leader and was in control. And I saw how many others took 2 tires, and there was a good gap back to Daniel. And I think he was the first on 4 tires, but it all worked out. There were some wrecks, and I saw he got caught up in it, but he was so fast all night long. I would not have been able to get to him without that caution to take 2 tires. I tried and tried and tried. The man's just so fast, and it's fun to race against people like that, and just everyone in Sim 500. It makes me a better race car driver on iRacing, racing them and getting beat by them every week until now. It's just a lot of fun to race these guys.
Much of clean air played out in this whole thing?
Well, following Daniel, I did have a lot of clean air because he was down on the bottom, and I was trying to rip that high line in 3 and 4, and I got some runs on him, but he was still so fast down there, and I don't like running the bottom down there in 3 and 4 unless I'm trying to pass someone. But I was just trying to get a run on him. But clean air, back in the pack, it was a little worse when you're trying to follow someone, like when I was following Brian Macklin there on the first run, and I got tight and burned my stuff up a little too much.
Okay, awesome job, man! Congratulations on the win tonight.
You did great. You did so well in the burnout. You blew the motor out of the truck.
That's the only way to do a first win, right? You gotta celebrate a little bit. I'm gonna burn this thing down, baby.
It's okay. The crew chief didn't want to use that motor next week or nothing.
Yeah, I don't think we.
Yeah, nobody wants to claim that one.
The motor guy's gonna love you on Monday when they start tearing that thing down.
Shit, man! Tonight we'll go and party together.
All right, Derek. Do you have anybody you want to thank here on your the day of your first career win on Wednesdays?
I would like to thank you, Nick, and Randy Pepper for putting on this broadcast with Ghostfire Media. It's always fun to go back and watch the broadcast, whether it's a win or a wreck or just good racing, and tonight's going to be a fun one to watch. I'd like to thank everyone at Sim500 for putting on the leagues every week. There's no better league out there. I love racing in this league. The guys are so good. And I would like to do a shout-out to my Smoke Show Racing teammates. I know they're watching, and they're probably proud of me right now.
Is that a picture of you in a Jeff Gordon car?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God. We're going to be friends. Oh, okay.
My daughter had that same car.
Dude, I love that car so much.
We talked about Jeff Gordon a lot tonight during the broadcast. You'll like it when you go back and watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of racing talk.
There was a lot of racing talk, yeah.
You guys were single file for a long time.
There's a lot of Kyle Busch talk about his future. There's a lot of Jeff Gordon being the man at HMS and why things were done the way they were. It's just it's a very interesting topic set tonight.
Yeah, there's some stuff I talked about iRacing and whether iRacing would be good on the Sirius NASCAR radio network. So
I bet it would be. I have a subscription to Sirius, and I love listening to the radio. It's fun to listen to the callers and analysts that come in and drop by.
They should bring me and Randy Pepper on there.
Have you ever listened to the front stretch on Saturday mornings or Saturday and Sunday mornings with Pat Patterson?
Yes, I have.
Hey, guess what?
Okay.
Randy Pepper's in a band with Pat Patterson. He loves Pat Patterson.
I'm actually, Pat Patterson's my best friend. Yeah.
There we go.
He's my best friend. But
There
me and him have had this discussion about iRacing on his show, and he kind of shoots it down. I'm like,
do you want to talk about all the other people you know about in NASCAR real quick, Randy Pepper, while we're sitting here? Or
who, Justin Allgaier?
There you go. There's Justin. Keep going.
Rick Brandt.
There you go. Oh, don't forget about the time Kevin Harvick gave a kid candy.
Oh, that's right. That was mine. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. Brilliant gone.
All right.
Now I have free stays at the South Point Casino anytime I want to go to the South Point Casino in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, my God. All right. All right, Derek, I'm going to get you out of here so you don't have to listen to Randy Pepper drone on about everybody he knows, because that's going to be the next 10 minutes of my life.
It's fun to listen.
Sorry, Derek. But anyways, just, if you think iRacing would be good on the Sirius NASCAR radio network, please leave a comment on the feed of this YouTube channel.
Should I call into Pat and tell him Randy Pepper mention something about it and say I think it's a good idea?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Yeah, why not? Tell him, we'd love to hear iRacing on the front stretch.
Right. I'll be like, so why aren't we hearing iRacing on here, Pat?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. My phone will ring at about 11:01.
Right. Maybe I will do it. I'll let you know though.
That's good. I would. It would be great. I think he's missing the boat. So. Anyways, congratulations again, Derek, on the win. Hopefully, we'll see you in victory lane again this season.
I think we will.
I think we will too.
You've got some talent behind the wheel there, my friend, and we'll definitely be looking forward to seeing you behind the wheel. But Derek Myers, congratulations. We'll see you next week at the Milwaukee Mile.
See you guys then. Have a good one.
See ya.
Randall!
Yes.
You know what time it is?
It's go time.
It's quitting time. Closing time.
One little less call for alcohol.
No, that's not how that.
I don't know.
Closing
I don't know.
time. Time for a new beginning. Come on, you gotta listen to this song. Anyway,
Yeah. I know the
tonight's
chords.
official results. Derek Myers with his first career win. In the Wednesday night truck series here at the. I gotta change that. I just noticed that again. I hate that. E.J. O'Rourke in second, Kevin DeBrown in third, Trey Eitzen comes home fourth, Jose Gonzalez in fifth, Richard Beasley in sixth, Josh Parker in seventh, Pedro Mojica in eighth, Ryan Howard in ninth, Tommy Ryan in 10th. What a top 10, Randy. That's way different than we normally see. Back in 11th, Hamish Gallagher. 12th, Scott Simley needed that run tonight. John Fowler back at 13th. Kevin Stone 14th. Kevin England 15th. Chris Sawyer back in 16th. Brian Wertman in 17th. Ed Burrell in 18th. Back in 19th, you're going to see Stoney Benfield, the number 75. Back in 20th, Glenn Campbell. 21st, going to be Doug Sigmund. 22nd, Charles Woods. 23rd, Tyler Dalton. 24th, Doug Roth. 25th, Ron Holyfield. 26th, Bentley Glazier. 27th, Mike Kelly. 28th is going to be Daniel Falkenham. 29th, going to be Brian Macklin. 30th, Mike Montesi. 31st, John Hickman. 32nd, Gerald Livingston. 33rd, Richard Swaverly. 34th, Justin Fuller. 35th, Jimmy Coleman. And 36th tonight, Steve Herring.
Steve Herring. Last 150 laps down.
Last but not least, Steve Herring.
Yes. Last but not least. All right, Nick, let's get out of here. Sign off so I can go to bed.
Oh, you want me to do the sign off?
No, I'll sign us off.
I was going to say, because if I do it, it's going to sound like this. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great and beautiful production of the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series here on the Ghostfire Media Network. I'm Nick Adams. That's Randy Pepper. Next week, we're back here on Wednesday nights at the Transervice Truck Series at the Milwaukee Mile. We're going to Wisconsin. Anybody want some cheese? Please bring some. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Bay State, Massachusetts, we wish you adieu. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, Mom.
Thank you for watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.